Okay then guys, let's have a quick look at overview of this paper then. It's the C2 June 2011 paper, C2 for AQA examination board. So let's just go through the paper then. We know we've got 90 minutes to do it. We get a booklet. This exam paper, there's plenty of room in it. We also get formula and statistical tables, and we can use a graphics calculator. We need to use a black ink or black ballpoint pen, and we can use pencils but only for drawing things. Complete the box at the top of the section, show you're working, answer in the spaces provided. Write the question part reference in the left hand margin, and do all the rough work in this book as well. Cross through any work that you do not want to be marked. So there's 75 marks to be gleaned from this examination paper in total, and we can see the marks on the right hand side. We can quote formulae without proof from our formula booklet. So here's the first question. Let's have a look at this. So it's just a triangle ABC. We've got two sides and an angle, and we use the sine rule there, don't we, for the theta, and then calculate the area of a triangle, probably half BC sine A or something like that, I would imagine, wouldn't it? So that's fairly straightforward, user-friendly question. In actual fact, it's a nice question to start, so there's no need to. So that would be a contender for starting sequentially, wouldn't it, as the first question. Here's an area of a sector, radius, angle in radians. Find the area. So you just need to remember those simple formula for area of sectors and arc length as well. And there's a simple thing here at the end. So again, that's a very user-friendly question. Question 2. So there's plenty of room in the paper itself to write down all the answers, and we have as much room as we could possibly wish for. This can be written as this form. It doesn't specify how this can be expanded, so we could use Pascal's triangle here because it's a low power, it's nice and simple, and read off P and Q. Then we can do the integration and also a definite integration here as well. So this is a nice question, very easy and straightforward again, no surprises there. So next one, number 4, sketch this curve, mark off the points it crosses the axes as mentioned there. So, part B, transformation onto this, shifted down 5, isn't it? And here we've got a simple, basically something we can move into a quadratic in 2 to the x by properties of indices, and we can write it as this quadratic and solve and show there's only one real solution. So that looks harder than it is, but a nice little question there. So let's have a little look at the next one then. We've got a picture of a function here. We're given the function, there it is there, differentiate it, maximum turning point, find the normal to the curve of the maximum, and then the points, and find another normal, and then find out where those normals intersect. So again, a nice little question on calculus there that we could do in a double quick time really. Okay, number 6, it's the trapezium rule here between 0 and 2 for the curve y equals sine x, so it's a standard application of the trapezium rule. 5 ordinates and 4 strips, so that's fairly standard if a little time consuming. And then the transformation of sine to 2 sine, increased by a factor of 2 vertically in the y-axis, isn't it? And trig identity here, solve this trig equation in radians. So again, no surprises there really for this particular paper so far. No need to really worry about the order in which we do the questions especially. Here's a sequence defined by this relationship here. P and Q are constants. The only thing to say, I would say about this is U1 and U2 you can put them in and get one equation in P and Q. And the only thing to observe is when UN tends to infinity, both this value and this value will both tend to 12. So we can put 12 in here and 12 in here. And that's how you get your second equation. So you have 2 equations in the 2 unknowns P and Q, which you can then solve and complete part A. And thereby, once you know U1 and U2, once you know U2 and you know P and Q, you can get U3 for part B. So there's only one slight possible hiccup here. It's recognizing that when we look at the limit value, these will both be 12 and we get the extra equation, so that we've got 2 equations in 2 unknowns. So there's that question completed then. Number 8, just expansion and using properties of trig. very easy to do, and nice thing is we get an integer value as a solution, so the likelihood of us getting it wrong is very low if we get an integer solution. So that was that question. Now question 9, a long question here. First term common ratio, sum to infinity is easy. Sixth term can be written in this. Again, that's nice marks given for us there. Nth term, expression of un, that's fine. And then use logs. So we've got to manipulate logs, haven't we, to get that relationship. But it's given there, so we'll get marks. And we can check, we don't need to double check that part of the question, do we? So that completes the question then, the paper. Fairly user friendly. No pressing need, if you've prepared properly for all questions, to choose any particular order. Of course, you can choose the order that you prefer. If there's questions you really like and you find them relatively easy, then why not choose those questions to do first to get yourself off to the best possible start. If you finish early, I always mention that don't go out of the exam early, double check all your work, and then if you've double checked everything, tick each question to show you've double checked it, of course, and then if you've double checked everything, then triple check and put 3 ticks beside each question and part thereof, and thereby use the full 90 minutes and squeeze out every little last mark you can get for this examination, so you get as many marks as you can so that you can get as high a grade as possible. So all the best with a C2 paper if you've got one in the near future, guys. I hope it goes okay. On this live worksheet there's an email math queue. If you've got any questions, just by all means capture a picture on your phone, send them in, and if I get time I'll be able to send you a YouTube video link for those. So as I say, all the best then, guys, and hopefully I'll catch you again in another revision worksheet. Cheers!